Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. We are going to get into it for you today, Aries. We're going to find out first an overall energy of your reading, and I'm going to do it through a new oracle deck I've been growing and expanding my mind in. So the Oracle of the Radiant Sun is the book that I'm going to, well, the card, and then we're going to go into the book because there's so much information. And so I'm sort of like myself, delving a little bit deeper into astrology. And this is one of the avenues that I'm going down. Is another book. I'll show that to you too. I showed it to others. It wouldn't be fair if I didn't show it to Aries. So this one as well. So I'm filling my head with all sorts of information and trying not to get it all mixed up in there. So I'm going to pull out one of these cards for you. They're really fascinating because they often they'll have the planetary symbol like Mercury and Aquarius right here, originality. And then there's a message that goes into that, a little more deeper information. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to go into what I've been doing I'm just going to go through this week, I think, unless I'm drawn to do something extremely different with another sign. It's a Celtic Cross spread. I brought that out last week. I can't remember who I started it with. If I started it with, was it Libra or Virgo maybe? But anyways, I just found that the messages have been really interesting. So I'm going to keep going that way. There is an extended at the end of this. The link is at the top of the description if you were drawn to the extended. And in the extended, I will continue to pull out, beyond this reading, more advice and potential outcomes for you. So, Aries, the Aries tribe. Let's get going, Fireball babies. What is a card for the overall energy message to Aries in this reading from this oracle deck? Overall message to Aries. This is a very slippery deck. It's a very slippery deck. The card that Aries has is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces. Interesting. There is like, I'm just looking at the imagery first. Here, you take a good look at it. Take a good look at it. And we can look at it together. The camera's so good I can see it well too. There's a building here and there's people, but then there's like a bird picking away at the bones of what's left of that. So I don't know if it's some sort of structure, and that structure could actually be like a building in your life, could be a relationship, something. And like the end of that, this bird picking away at the bone. Let's see what Saturn in Pisces tells us. Saturn is very constrictive too, right? So it's sort of a constrictive energy. Oh, Saturn. Depending where it sits too. So, right now I have like just a tiny bit of information, and that can be dangerous. I had to learn more about this stuff. So a feeling of loss, situations involving hospitals or health clinics. Whoa, what a timely message that is for maybe someone in particular. A feeling of loss, situations involving hospitals or health clinics, work in the field of complementary therapies, counseling others, developing interests in the occult. That is really interesting. Saturn, ambition. Pisces, understanding, sympathy, sacrifice. When this card is chosen in a reading, it indicates a loss of some kind, but it may be worth thinking about what is really concerned here. Could it be that the inquirer is really worrying about someone else's loss, not their own? Ooh. So maybe this is a loss in terms of you exiting some sort of a situation, you needing to pull away from something, but you're feeling sort of empathetic, sympathetic towards other parties involved in this. Personal. Okay, for a personal. Now, it's going to talk about like if your Saturn is in Pisces. It could be. It doesn't have to be. But it really, that's the message of sort of the energy about you right now, what you're playing into. Much of the Saturn Piscean potential for self-discipline and responsibility is invested in helping other people with problems. The sensitivity of people with this planet sign combination to others needs others' needs can make it difficult for them not to become involved in helping people in some way. If this manifests in a professional job, then all well and good, but the demands will be great. Saturn Pisceans have a strong insight into the motivations of those around them, but should be careful that they don't lose their own identity when faced with other people's demands. Excessive imagination and sympathy can create problems that don't really exist, as other people's sadness, sorrows, and losses become their own. Wow, this is a very empathic sort of energy. Often, Saturn Pisceans feel the desire or need to work in seclusion or retreat from the world in some way. It may be that they will be attracted to the study of the deeper processes in the unconscious mind and in such interests as psychology. But watch that an excessive tendency to compulsive inward looking does not become over obsessional. Saturn Pisceans are better looking outward towards others than looking within. When this card is chosen in a reading, oh, and I just read that. I already read that part. Do you want me to read it again? When this card is chosen in a reading, it indicates a loss of some kind, but it may be worth thinking about what is really concerned here. Could it be that the inquirer is really worried about someone else's loss, not their own? So that's an interesting perspective to take on here. Pisces. I feel like I'm going to... Pisces. Aries. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. And you have... This is a funny card. So this is the card that... This is the bottom of your pile, actually. This is the card that... I'm sorry. The humidifiers ran dry in the house yesterday, so now my nose... I filled them up this morning. Mars in Sagittarius domination. No. I don't know. This is a very interesting energy. I saw this cross watchers that was saying Aries doesn't care about any but themselves. Aries is a very sweet sign. It's just if you get on their bad side, you might not want to deal with that. I'm going to say. So I think there's some sort of empathy going on for you here, Aries. Maybe you're witnessing someone else's loss or someone else's sorrow in a situation. It could be directly connected with you. It may not be. And you are sort of being sympathetic towards them. Don't absorb that emotion. I'm kind of feeling like from that card is be aware of energies around you. Don't become over internalized. And don't necessarily completely, too, internalize other people's feelings or emotions in a situation. So now let's go to the Celtic Cross spread. It may or may not have anything to do with that lost card. That's Saturn in Pisces. The Celtic Cross spread for Aries. Where are you now? You are good. You're the King of Wands. You're all good in your little throne, looking over your domain, feeling pretty good. What can I create today? What can I go after? What comes towards me? Do I want that? Do I not want? What's going on? I'm feeling very creative. All right, Aries. You're in your energy. Leadership. Taking control of your life. Looking out over your... It really does feel like looking out over your domain. What do I see the peasants doing today? Very Aries energy. Okay. The challenge that you have, that you face, is the Ten of Swords. Some sort of major ending is a challenge. Maybe that is connected to whatever this loss is. And maybe you're witnessing this in someone else and you're not sure how to proceed. Or this is something that yourself are going through. But I don't know. Your energy seems pretty where you are right now. The challenge could be, too, if you've been through this, is where do you go from here, right? I mean, the King of Wands is sitting on his throne and looking forward. Where shall we go today? What shall we conquer in a creative way? So to focus on for you is strength. There's actually a lot of Leo energy. So I do want to say, because this is a fire sign, but this is typically more like Leo, the King of Wands. And when we do get a sneaky bit of Sagittarius energy in here, there's actually no symbols of rams in here. So this is really interesting. I do want to say it's fire energy. So you are sitting in kind of your domain here. But your inner strength, holding back, being very stoic, I think is Being stoic with that fire energy. Being stoic with that fire energy is the focus here. Hold it back. And that's the difference, because this is not the Queen of Wands that has come out. The Queen of Wands is very expressive, going out to the masses, to the crowds. She's not sitting on a throne. She's gone out to see what the peasants are doing today. She's not sitting on a throne wondering, I wonder what those peasants are doing today. She's gone out. She's gone out to explore, share her energy. This is very self-contained, particularly if the focus for you is the Strength card. Very self-contained. Your energy, your desires, your emotions. In the past, the Five of Cups. So there was something here that was very disappointing. It could be linked to what this challenge is. Something that didn't work out very well. Something on an emotional level here. There's not, because there's no cups coming out right now. It's a lot to do about your inner self, your self-empowerment, having control over where you're going and what you see for yourself. But in the past, there was emotional. Now, how these cards are sitting on the table is the King of Wands is looking at this Five of Cups. So this might be something that you're thinking about in connection to a major ending, or a major ending that you're witnessing. Your Strength is the Page of Pentacles. So it is kind of coming out. So if you're sitting on your throne wondering, how shall I go out to the peasants? How shall I become the Queen of Wands? How do I take all this energy, all this imagination and this self-empowerment, and how do I move it beyond in the throne? Come out. And this is almost like a little bit, it's very grounded Aries energy, because Aries is the child of the zodiac. So this is very, very studious, wondering, what does the world have to offer? Making little offers yourself, being very curious about life again, having fun, the inner child, sort of the inner child coming out, and that curiosity being what takes you forward. That's your Strength right now. Now your future. Oh, there's so many possibilities. What do you choose? I don't know. Interesting, because how this spread is sitting. I can pull this down. Can you see it yet? You can't really see it. Okay, there's the King of Wands. And then these two are sitting on either side, right? And I said the King of Wands is kind of looking at this Five of Cups. And that's the past. But in the future here, you have the Seven of Cups. So I will clarify that, because there could just be a lot of confusion about choices. You know, with the Five of Cups sitting in the past and the Seven of Cups in the future, this confusion just could be like the basis of the confusion, or not sure about what choices to make or what you have available to you, what's being offered, is maybe there's some sort of echoing energy of the past that makes you wonder about these choices and these possibilities. But that's a good one to clarify, because it does feel like either there could be a lot of confusion, or there could be a lot of choices. Or maybe there's confusion because there's a lot of choices. Suggested approach for you is the Hermit. Interesting. Continue to hold your energy tight to your chest. Continue to. It is this, but almost even more so pulling in. Pulling in. There might be something that you need time to reflect on. Something that you need to find more answers within yourself to move forward. Now, this is the challenge. So maybe you haven't fully come to terms with whatever this is. You're kind of sitting, it's almost like maybe kind of coming in and out of your positive, your higher vibrational energy cycle here. But there's something that still is sitting as a challenge to you, as an ending. What you need to know is the Three of Pentacles. There will be opportunities to collaborate, to work together with people. Maybe this is a business opportunity. This could be a new project on some level, but working with others here. So it does tell me, even though, because I know people are getting frustrated. I see the Hermit. I can't remember who had that. And the Hermit, I think the Hermit was their future, doing this Celtic Cross. And somebody said, that's what my future is. I'm going to do something else. Because yes, we've all spent a lot of time in Hermit mode. But I think what you need to know is that this is not like it doesn't feel like it's a long-term thing. Because if what you needed to know is temperance, well, you need to go within. There's still some things you need to look at. There's divine timing coming to play here. You haven't settled all your emotions. The future's not ready for you to come forward yet. But it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like going forward, be very self-reflective. Continue to give yourself time for you. But moving forward, there will be more opportunity to share your energy and your ideas. Your hopes and fears are the Page of Wands. So your hopes and fears are kind of coming out as you, new you. I feel like this King of Wands energy is going through an ending. That's what this feels like. And it's going to hatch out again. There's some sort of ending within your life that you're going through, or you're about to go through, or you could be witnessing in someone that you're close to, and it's causing a really big change in your perspective. Hence, kind of, you know, what you're being guided to take on here is changing your perspective about yourself. So maybe you're not quite ready. You want to be a little more grounded in this curiosity, in this communication. You're not quite ready to be, I don't know, I want to call the Page of Wands, it's kind of fun, sort of fun, where this is sort of like, what do you think is the best approach for this situation? You know, it's very, where this is, what a beautiful day. Let's go for a walk. It's a little bit different, right? Like, it's a little bit more, I don't want to use the word flirtatious, but that would be an energy that I would kind of attribute to fire signs. But it's just the kind of dynamic, fun energy. So your hope and your fear is, oh boy, I hope I can have a rebirth here, but can I be me? Can I do it okay? The potential future, wow, is the Knight of Cups. So moving forward, that's a big jump there. I don't know how that came in. How did we get there? We'll have to clarify that for you too. I don't know if this potential future is you or someone else. Because it doesn't really feel like you're there yet. But maybe that happens at some point after the Page of Wands. But moving forward with an open heart, very creative, romantic, could be just very expressive. It's kind of like this, what I said here. Like, what a beautiful day. Let's go for a walk. Or this is a little bit more, your eyes are the color of sea drops. It's a little more romantic. So at the bottom, now you have the Page of Cups. Lots of page energy. You have all the pages except the Page of Swords. I thought, is it underneath? No, it's not. You have the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. So, you know, it kind of feels like what? You've got these two energies, fire and water. And it's kind of fascinating because up here, your hopes and your fears are fire and your potential future is water. So underline, the whole reason for this is it's almost as if you do want to move forward with an open heart, with a curiosity, with a romance about life, like seeing life a little bit through, I don't want to say rose-colored glasses, but those are rose-colored glasses that aren't like blinders, because you've been through something here that's caused a change that feels like a rebirth. With this King of Wands and all this page energy, it really just feels like kind of stepping out again into life, but in a really new way, in a way that you haven't stepped out before. So you've been through something. And what could be out there for me? There's the curiosity and there's that passion kind of sitting within, but it's behind this kind of romantic curiosity, this friendship. That's what that feels like. Yeah, that was coming in for someone else. It's almost like just a friendship quality. What possibilities, what wonderful people or things could I meet today? I really feel like we have to get into the clarifiers to get into the nitty gritty here. We're going to go right to that Seven of Cups. Right to that Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is your future here. Can you tell Aries more about the Seven of Cups? That's interesting. There's the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Tower moment. Now that's fascinating because what you need to know is the Three of Pentacles. So there's some sort of confusion around the Three of Pentacles for you. Maybe you were working somewhere. The Three of Pentacles could be like work, collaborating, school, kind of a place where you would find this sort of energy, this sort of curiosity, this sort of academic. What does the world have to offer? What can we learn from each other today? This could even be something like a project you were working on with someone, but something ended here. and somebody was no longer part of the group, and there was a tower moment. So your future, the Seven of Cups, this confusion has something to do with maybe the ending, because the Ten of Swords and the Tower are both very dramatic energy points here. So then, that kind of leads me to the what you need to know, which is the Three of Pentacles. So what do you need to know out of this? What does Aries need to know about the Three of Pentacles? I know something flipped. I know these weird sounds have been coming around the house. Oh yeah, no, nobody knows about that because I don't know if you hear them. It's like a big, deep rumbling, and I haven't been able to figure out what in God's name it is. And I was trying to record Capricorn on the weekend, and it took me 3 times. And I think it was in one of their recordings I talked about it, but that never got aired. But there's these deep rumblings, and even Lily was getting really worried about it. You know, like dogs don't like thunder. I thought, but it's not thunder, it was a blue sky. There it is again. I figured out what it is. There's 2 levels of roof on this house. And the first level is like I guess here, and then the bedrooms, and then it drops down to the garage. So I took my son to the school bus this morning, walked to Lily, came back, and there's these massive chunks of, I didn't notice walking out the door, but coming towards the house, there's these massive chunks of ice that have hit the driveway and broken. And one of them is huge, like it's like this big, and it's thick. And I can see that they're coming off, they're sliding off a crevice in the upper roof, and they're hitting the other roofs, coming down and then smashing on the driveway. And it answered a question for me, because I noticed that part of the east trough across the front of the garage has a big kind of outward bend in it, like damage, and then the water leaks out of why is that? This house is only 4 years old, something that seems really odd, but now I know why, because there's a poor design element in this roof where I guess ice collects, and then it falls down and it damages the east trough and smashes on the floor. So anyways, it was my house. I'd have someone come and try to figure out how to fix that, but I don't own this house. So I don't know. If the owner happens to be watching, that's why your east trough is dented. All right, so I'm just hearing these rumblings. So obviously more ice is coming off the roof. The Three of Pentacles, what you need to know, right? Do I need to recap because I just went off on a tangent? So what you need to know, the Three of Pentacles used to exist for you. There's a lot of confusion about it. Something ended. Maybe you don't know why. There's some sort of drama here, or something that at least was a big change. There was a big change in life. I don't know. Maybe this is a pandemic we've all been last year. Something. There's some sort of big change here. Big dramatic change. And it's caused some sort of confusion related to the Three of Pentacles. So look at this for the Three of Pentacles. 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. So whatever this Three of Pentacles was, the potential here, or the desire on either one or both parties, if it's work, like if this ended, now they really would like you to come back. It could be just outside circumstances that have changed something. This is something that has a massive amount of potential to grow. But with the broken heart, I think there was like huge disappointment in how this played out. And then feeling like maybe even closed off. So there could be some sort of mental emotional element going on here. But the potential is really, really good. It was wanted to be good. That's what you need to know. So now you know. If this major ending perhaps hadn't occurred, it would have become the 10 of Pentacles. That could be something that comes back again. I don't know. But right now, so if your suggested approach is to be the Hermit, let's see what you're supposed to do in that. What are you supposed to do in the Hermit? It doesn't feel like a long period of time. Oh, wow, you got to drop some shit, man. Drop some heavy burdens. This 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, a major ending. So the 10 of Swords is the challenge here. That's like a real psychological things that have just gone against you, and you're kind of feeling beat up by the world at this point. Like you can't lose, you can't win for losing. what that feels like. And then it starts to affect you on a mental level because it's swords. So then you could start to think to yourself, is this something that I'm doing? Is it something that I've done in the past? Have I done really bad things in past lives? Is this my punishment? You get like all in your head. And then you have like a heavy burden. So you can't see where you're going. You've got to drop whatever this heavy burden is, whatever that represents to you. And there could be more than one of these things in your life, because you need to just have one wand, one staff, and walk. Be able to light your way and see where you're going. So don't go out and play with others until you're really sure about how everything is ended in your life. The Page of Wands is your hopes and fears. So the Page of Wands, oh, it's that dude again. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Oh, that's funny. So you got the Knight of Cups and the Hermit. You've already got them out. The Knight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Judgment. So it's like your hopes and fears are literally like coming out into the world again. But I feel like there's a part of you that just wants to explore emotions with this Knight of Cups in the future and the Hermit. But this is where you are, like coming out of that. What comes out of the Hermit is the Judgment. Being reborn again. Maybe placing judgment upon yourself in situations from the past and moving beyond that, seeing past it, and allowing yourself to move into the future and leave all that baggage behind. Because with the Judgment card, they take nothing with them. There's nothing there from the past. The past is finished. It's gone. It's over. And I think you're kind of on the way there because you have the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. These are energies that have not been affected in a very negative way by the world. They're not jaded. They're not completely apprehensive about going out there and seeing what's possible, because they still have sort of a romantic ideal about life and seeing that there is potential, right? Not developing blinders because oh, bad things out there. So your Knight of Cups, it's out twice now. That's your potential future. The Knight of Cups for Aries. The Knight of Cups. Now you have the final pages come out. That is so funny. The Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Strength card. You're getting so many repeats in this reading. It's crazy. But it's actually really helpful. So this is your focus on, is your inner strength. So watch. Watch. Be very observant. If there's conflict, don't get involved in it. Like, don't get involved in anything that feels conflictive. You just hold on to your energy real nice and tight. A lot of self-control exhibited here. There could be like internal. You just want to spout off and say something like, that's not right. You just like very kind of Aries. You just watch. You have every single page out. That definitely feels like an awful lot of new beginning. Then you have the Star, the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the King of Swords. Oh my gosh, how does this go on and on and on? There's so much here. There's healing your new beginning. Healing your new beginning, kind of exercising your connection between yourself and the universe. You really don't know where it's going. You're watching the breadcrumbs. You're following it. You're kind of being... One of the things I feel too with Aries and fire signs is the intuition that they utilize tends to be very instinctual, as opposed to more like water signs can be very emotional. Their emotional intuition, where yours is very instinctual. So follow your instincts. Following your instincts, I feel like, is what's been happening here. And for your new beginning and to come out healed and be in a possible frame of mind, situation to allow yourself to dream and have those dreams come true. So I'm going to go, Aries, and do your extended. I'm going to find out what the potential outcome is for you moving further into the future and what continued guidance is for you. So there you go. Thank you so much, Aries. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.